Hello everybody, and welcome back. This video is going to cover a few different things that are going to be pretty massive channel things here, so bear with me as we move through a nice little smorgasbord of topics. The first thing is maybe the biggest channel milestone yet. We've passed 500,000 subscribers, 500,000 goblins in the horde. I am excited to share self-published books with, get into more community stuff. I really want to start especially making fantasy news an area where smaller authors get promoted to have their books potentially find their audiences. The bigger I get, the more I want to do that. So look forward to that being a part of fantasy news forever in the future. If you are one of the people who is constantly asking, hey, where can I find indie authors who haven't blown up yet? I'm hoping fantasy news will be that for everyone from here on out. But really, thank you everyone for 500,000 subscribers. I keep saying I don't want to grow that much bigger, and you all refuse to make that reality. The second big thing here is there is going to be a change in the philosophy of how videos are made in the future. I no longer want to just be putting out multiple videos every week just to get something done because I just want to make money, I guess. It's been something where I, for basically since the channel started, have just felt this desire, this need to crank out as much content as possible. I think it just started first being what I thought the algorithm wanted, and then it morphed into just being a drive for money and sponsors, and that was me thinking I was being a good CEO of fantasy news. But I don't really want to do that anymore because I haven't been proud of my content, well, not all of it, for quite some time. Now, don't be afraid, fantasy news will happen every week, no matter what. But it might just be the only video that week, because instead of just cranking out something else with fantasy news every week, I want to take time to do deep dives, long form videos, something where it feels like I'm adding something to a conversation that maybe hasn't been said before. And those videos could take a week or they could take a month. The first one I'm working on is going to be a deep dive into one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time, Fringe. I am currently working on it. I'm about 6,000 words into the script, and that's just covering the first 2 seasons, and I have no idea when that will be done. But from now until I feel like that project is in a state where I am proud of it and I am done with it, you're just gonna be getting fantasy newses from me. Maybe every couple of months I will put in a video that I know people are big fans of here on the channel, like a bookshelf roast, and I do still plan on doing reading wrap-ups. And for those of you who are a big fan of Kayla's video that she put out while I was on break, she is occasionally going to still be stopping by because she found out she likes making content. And finally, we need to talk about the Kickstarter, which has been an awesome success. We got through every stretch goal, which is what we expected and planned for, and I just want to say thank you so much to everybody. So if you'd like a paperback or hardback for Neon Ghosts, or to like go to one of the super tiers and get a robotic spider figurine, of course, link down below. And I wouldn't be doing my job and helping Wraithmark Creative if I didn't say that there are only 21 of the limited edition hardbacks with these sprayed edges left for Neon Ghosts, so if you'd like one of those, go! And I, yes, do plan on having a financial breakdown of the Kickstarter here on the channel as well. How much of it is going to shipping, paying the publisher, printing costs. No, I'm not just pocketing $220,000. That's not how this works. I am getting... Let's just wait for that to be done by Bryce, actually, who will be helming that project. And the reception for Neon Ghosts has just been above and beyond what I expected. I do actually believe now the voice in my head has been crushed. I've improved as a writer. I'm still really proud of my first 2 books, but this seems to be the one that's like finding its audience and like actually finding people outside of my audience that are enjoying it, which is really cool. And I'm excited to see Neon Ghosts do so well. The next story, just for a little bit of future insight, is going to actually be like a bit of a prequel novella is what's planned from me, about a Mars expedition that finds a dead god of death underneath Olympus Mons. It's a bit different than this book, but it's in the same world. I am the author. I decide what's a spoiler. And finally, I have had so many people reaching out since I made a community post essentially saying, hey, I need to step away for mental health reasons and making sure I'm okay. Just getting into it, 2023 has been the worst year of my life on a personal front, a lot of which is my fault, and my advice to people is if you have loved ones around you who for years are telling you you have unresolved problems, you're working too hard, there's issues going on, and if you have repressed memories coming to the surface, don't wait for things to come to a cataclysmic head. Get help. Talk to people you trust and try and find a support system. I will have mental health links down below. You do not need to wait for things to reach a really bad point to start making improvements, and I really wish I hadn't. Not getting into personal information that I don't want to share, just something that is related to one of the 3 things that went wrong. This is also related to why the philosophy on the channel is going to be changing. If you are someone who finds yourself living to work, living for financial reward, living for just that instant dopamine feedback of I feel like I've accomplished something, that begins rewiring your brain, at least in my experience, to just prioritize that and not prioritize the things that actually matter in the long run. And that is not a sustainable way to live. And from my experience is the way to grow up in a way with a lot of regrets. So just try not to do that and prioritize what matters in the long run. And somewhat related to all of that, I just want to say a special I love you very deeply to my brother Thomas, the person who I actually dedicated this book to. My brother is my best friend, and they have proved that time and time again. Thomas is an amazing man. But I hope everyone is excited for the Fringe video. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Cosmonaut Marcus, who has been a big inspiration for me wanting to do a different style of video, a more patient deep dive type thing. Check out the Cosmonaut Variety Hour if you have not already. Amazing content there. And I'll be back with fantasy news next week. Like and subscribe if you have not already. Hit the Kickstarter if you want to support what I do here. We only have about 4 days left now, and have a good one, y'all. Peace. Oh, and there's now vlogs on the Patreon once a month that Kayla is working on, and they're absolutely fantastic, totally different editing style. And as we're getting ready to say possibly goodbye to Richmond, there's going to be a special one for Richmonders, I guess, coming up as well. So, goodbye.